about positivity and we spread love. I want to appreciate those of you who are new to our channel. I know there are so many new members. We really appreciate. We thank you so much for supporting us and helping us to spread love. Those returning subscribers, those who have been coming now and again to watch our videos, we really thank you a lot. You are actually helping us to spread love. The other thing before I start the video for today is that this channel, I explained that the purpose of this channel is to ensure that we touch a soul. I have explained in a separate video that we are going to upload soon about this girl we want to assist. She's going through some problems and we have actually let me talk about I have taken my salary part of it so that we can assist her to start a small business. Actually, this has been happening, but we started it sometimes back last year, but we had to stop because of lack of finances. We were actually with my daughter contributing a bit of our salaries and assisting those people that are very needed to start their businesses. We were doing this because we found that when you contribute money and you buy for people food, they eat and that food is over and they still go back to the same cycle of lack of food. So we saw that we can actually assist by the little we have to start for them the businesses. But we later, my daughter lost job and I could not be able to do it on my own, and therefore I started this channel purposely so that when it grows, I can be able to touch souls. So that is the main purpose why I started this channel. So you are doing so great to help us to grow this channel because it will go a long way to touch a soul. So we are going to put that video of that young woman. We actually want to assist to start a small business so that she can be able to bring up her 3 children, and she's also ailing from HIV and AIDS. She can be able to actually eat well because that kind of disease requires one to eat well, requires one not to have stress so that she can live long. So I have just explained because you will see us doing that charity work, touching souls. We actually call it touching a soul. Today, I want to talk about something that has been going on in the social media, and that is about whether Dee Mwango should continue helping the mom. In other words, whether Dee Mwango should construct the perimeter wall around the house of Kograt's mom. And we saw this debate when Dee Mwango visited Rocio and Maro. And Dee Mwango was saying, I have done so much for mom, which is actually true. Dee Mwango, with the help of Marwa, I'm sure, they constructed the house. Then after that, Dee Mwango has actually bought a dining set for the mom, bought curtains for the mom, bought chairs for the mom, bought cooker for the mom, refrigerator for the mom, handy bags for the mom, and solar panels. The other day she installed the solar panels. She has also done what else?
BMW.
She bought the BMW for the mom. My cameraman is reminding me. She bought the BMW for the mom. This girl has done a lot. But the question is, should Dee Mwango go ahead and construct? Because according to them, the conversation they had, Dee Mwango was saying, Mom, when I told Mom that I have done so much for them, now I want to invest on my own, she told me, you are remaining one thing, to construct the perimeter wall. And Marwa was actually asking Dee Mwango, actually they were exchanging, it was a conversation, let me not talk about Marwa saying, it was a conversation between the three of them, and Osio advised Dee Mwango, you should invest for yourself even as you assist your parents. And Dee Mwango was saying, Mom has a salary, She's earning from YouTube. Where is this money going to? And people had different reactions. There are those who are saying Congrats mom should actually be assisted because she brought this girl up. She's the one who gave birth. She carried the girl for 9 months. She supported the girl to be who she is today. And I completely agree. But I want to say that Dee Mwango has actually done a lot for the mom. And I think also Congrats mom has a right to be built for the perimeter wall. But on the other hand, this girl is growing. This girl is actually developing to be a woman. And according to her, she has actually sacrificed all the money she gets to build the mom's house or the parents' house, both Congrats mom and Congrats dad. And therefore she was finding it a burden to now construct the perimeter wall. And I want to tell Dee Mwango, if at all you have money enough to construct the perimeter wall and invest on yourself, I think it is a noble thing and it is blessings to do that to your parents. On the other hand, I want to talk about Congrats mom. And I want to say, maybe parents, me being one of the parents, we feel so good when we see our child, though we have our money, when we see our child supporting us, we really feel happy. When we see them blessed beyond and they can come and assist us, we really appreciate that much. But it seems like the child who is more generous, we concentrate more in that child more than the other children, because we can see Congrats mom has David Jr., who is actually earning money from YouTube. She has Marwa, who is actually earning money too, and then we have Dee Mwango. And of course, Congrats mom herself is actually earning money from the teaching job and from YouTube. And I was suggesting, and please don't take me wrong, I have said Congrats mom has a right to be done whatever she wants, because she carried this girl for 9 months, she brought up this girl, she took care of her, she took her to school, she has done a lot for the daughter. But on the other hand, both Congrats mom and the other siblings should also come and take part in this development so that this girl can also invest in herself. Because for sure, we don't know about tomorrow. This YouTube job, we don't know what it will be tomorrow. And this girl needs to secure her future. In case of anything, she needs to invest so that if something happens to the YouTube, she can have somewhere to stay, she can have food on the table, instead of going to ask for the parents whether they can pay rent for her, whether they can give her food. And I'm sure Congrats mom would be happy if Dee Mwango invests in herself, because actually when we are parents, like for example, let me talk about myself. If my children are able to invest on themselves, I'm usually very happy, because I know one day they will not come to me and tell me I have no food, I have no rent for the house, I want this and this. I know they are now independent and I can survive with the little I get. In other words, parents are happy when the children invest on themselves. And that is why I was saying, since Dee Mwango has been such a great daughter, and actually not even in Congrats mom house, we saw her buying a dining set for Marwa the other day. She got ahead and did shopping for the aunts and took to them. So she's a lady who is very, very generous. And sometimes when people are so generous, they end up not investing in themselves. And when they grow a bit older, you find it so hard to go to your mom and dad and ask them, or rather tell them you have a problem when you already had money, but you have not invested in yourself. So I think it is important, and what Dee Mwango was talking about, I think it is important for her to invest in herself now, and then she can actually come back to invest on the parents after she has done a little something small for herself. And people came handy to attack Rocio, because Rocio suggested as you invest in your parents, you should also invest in yourself. And actually I have shot a video in my channel asking, are the parents entitled to getting help from their children? No, we are not entitled. But if a child feels that she can bless or he can bless the parents, those are blessings, because actually blessings come from the parents and God. And when you support your parents and they are happy, actually you are enlarged, you are blessed, you become blessed. And therefore what Dee Mwango is doing is actually something very, very, very important. Assisting the parents to feel comfortable, to feel happy, to enjoy the work of her hands. But if she can actually tell the mom that, Mom, now that I have done this and this for you, allow me to just maybe buy a house or buy a plot or invest in this, so that tomorrow I don't come back to you and actually ask for rent, ask for food. I'm sure the parents will understand, because like I have said, no parent would want their children begging. No parents would want their children going hungry. No parents would want their children going without shelter. So Dee Mwango has to just go to Kograt's mom and tell her, Mom, I have done this and this and this. And actually Kograt's mom has seen all that. And now please, Mom, let me buy something small for myself, so that if anything can happen to this, we are not saying that YouTube will end, but if something can happen, you already have somewhere to go, you already have something, yours, that you can be able to use and put food on the table. Very, very important. And therefore, I am on the side that at least Dee Mwango, as she plans on how, because this helping the mom does not end here. If she actually first invests in herself, she can actually come back later and help the parents, because as long as you arrive, in a minute, your parents are your parents and they remain there. And therefore, you can continue supporting them even when you have already invested in yourself. And I thought that it is good to comment on that, because people were actually on the comment section and they were actually against the fact that Congress mom, Dee Mwango, should not say that she will not build a perimeter wall for the Congress man. And actually, if this wall can be built by everyone in that house, actually it can be a lesser burden to all of them. Because we can see David Jr. is earning, Ayamaro is earning, the father is actually doing farming, and the Congrats mom is also earning. If they can actually put little by little, all of them they gather little by little, the wall, the perimeter wall can be constructed without actually putting it on Dee Mwango's shoulders alone. It can be easier when people come together, because I've seen that family come together and do a project together, and it becomes easier instead of being a burden to one person. Because this girl was actually lamenting and saying, I really need also to invest on myself. I need to have something that I can call my own. I need to have my space. And I completely agree with her, because she has actually done a lot in that house. And therefore, if she requests to be given a space to also invest on herself, I think it's not selfish and it is not disobedience. It is actually a good thing, and the parents can actually understand her point of view. I think I wanted to comment on that and then go to something that I have seen in social media about Kograt's dad fighting the brother to Kograt's mom. I don't know how true this story is, but I want just to comment straight on it. Let me start by saying money is the starting of all evil. Because according to what I've heard is that David Jr. told us that he has bought a house and put the uncle there. I don't know, I've said that these rumors might completely be wrong, because these reactors can actually be so negative in digging informations that are not true. And therefore, David Jr. put the uncle in the house. And it is said that this uncle started receiving money from David Jr.'s funds, which is okay because every person in Nyabohanse, even those that are not relative to Ayamaro, to David Jr. or to Dee Mwango, receive money if they are associated with these people. And therefore, it said that this money that uncle to David Jr. was receiving, actually it is like it was meant for David Jr. And therefore the father was actually annoyed and went to the David Jr.'s house, the house he had purchased, and beat the uncle, which we are not true, because it can be a rumor, it can be a lie, it can be anything. But I want to say that sometimes we should be very, very careful, especially in this social media. And when it comes to money, we should also be very careful. And if at all this thing had happened, because I know maybe those people can watch me, it is very important to solve the problem amicably without actually attracting the public. I have seen so many things that are brought in the public actually becoming very nasty. If family matters are brought in the public, they become very nasty and come out of control. You cannot be able to control the situation any longer. And therefore, if at all there is something like this that had happened, and the uncle to David Jr., there was a misunderstanding, I think it's very, very important to solve that problem amicably instead of going, it coming out. Now, the person who brought this story out is calling himself Geta Nyise, something like that, Geta Nyise Jr. And this guy was saying that David Jr. actually took rad from the uncle. And this guy looked like he's so bitter about the Congrats and mom and dad family. Because he was actually telling people, contribute and build for the uncle so that that family can get ashamed. With a lot of vigor, with a lot of anger. And I wondered, why is he so angry? He's not the uncle who was beaten. He's not anyone. Why is he reacting so bitter and talking about people should contribute and ashame this family? If at all this story is true, he just come to social media and tell people, please help this guy to construct a house and tell us that this is David Jr.'s uncle and he doesn't have somewhere to stay in, and therefore please contribute towards him so that he can get a house. But coming to social media and actually creating a scene with a lot of anger and telling us a lot of negativity, I don't think that was right. And if you are watching and you are the one who removed that story out, that the uncle to David Jr. scammed, or rather David Jr. scammed the uncle, and they fought, the uncle and the dad to David Jr., it is good that we treat stories in a very good way. I'm sure even you, where you come from, the person who was shooting that video and bringing it here in the public, you have had a quarrel with family members. And you didn't want that quarrel to be brought outside in the public so that everyone can judge, and everyone is some people who don't even know these people and who don't know actually who don't understand the cause of the misunderstanding, where the argument came from, where the quarrels came from. You're just telling us your side of the story according to the uncle. And this uncle, when I listen to him, he cannot communicate very well in English, and therefore there can be a misunderstanding. So it is very, very important, especially for this family, because it's like there are so many enemies that are surrounding them. It's like there are actually people who are going to that compound to get information. The other day I was watching this girl. What was she calling herself? And she was saying, Ayamawa, she went to Ayamawa's place during the party, that day's party. And when she went there, she didn't have a camera, but she wanted a shout out from Ayamaro. And when I listened to Maro, Maro told her, you cannot come here without a camera and you look very smart. I mean, without a phone, not even a camera, a phone. And you look very smart. Why should you come for a shout out without a camera and you look like you can afford the phone? I'm talking about the camera, but it is a phone. Because a simple phone can shoot videos. And therefore, he told her, go and buy a phone and shoot 5 videos, and then you come to me for shout out, meaning that Marwa was ready to assist this girl. But when this girl came out of that compound, she took that as a rebuke. She took that as being rude, that like Marwa was rude. And I want to ask her, if you put yourself in the shoes of Marwa, and someone comes to you for assistance without even a phone to shoot the videos, does she expect you to buy a phone for her and then give her a shout out? That is asking for too much. And this lady was saying, I was not going there expecting to be bought a phone. And why in the first place were you going there? Because when you go there, of course, you need to shoot videos using either a camera or a phone. If you didn't have a phone and you were going for a shout out, whose phone was to shoot that shout out? People sometimes try others and then they get negative information and come to spread here outside. I saw Nairobi teacher supporting that girl and actually asking her questions, a lot of questions. But I want to tell you, you cannot succeed by putting people down. You cannot succeed by bringing people down. Just work hard like they have worked. They didn't bring people down to be where they are. They worked hard with positivity and love, and that is why they have succeeded. Why do you go actually looking for stories that are so negative and people don't tell their side? Because in a story, there must be 2 sides. You cannot just listen to one person and conclude. You should, if you're fair, listen to both of them and then come to a conclusion. Most of the best reactors bring us stories from both sides. But you cannot just concentrate on one side and then tell us that was the true story. So I think that was not fair on the side of that girl. And I also think the person who brought the story of Kograt's dad fighting with the uncle to David was also very malicious. And I think I'll stop at that. And till we meet next time, God bless. Please hit that subscription button and help us to spread love. Salute and God bless.